Hey, everybody, you are watching and listening to the We Are Rising podcast. This is your host, Andrew Benjamin, joined by returning guest today with us. We got Kazumasa Majima, who will be taking on Vugar Karamov at Landmark 8, RIZIN Landmark 8 in Saga, February 24th. And presumably we can watch it all on Fight when that announcement gets hopefully announced soon. But yeah, Majima-san, thank you so much for your time. Yoshiko onegaishimasu.
よろしくお願いします。
So I got to ask, how does it feel? You were on a three-fight losing streak, but now you're back to your winning ways, two-fight winning streak. How does it feel to be back with getting two back-to-back wins?
どうですか、来陣に来て、残念なことに3連敗あって、その後今2連勝中ということで、白星街道に戻りましたけども、それに関しての今、どういう気持ちですか？
そうですね、今連勝中なんで、気分もよく試合できるし、連敗してた時は、自分の練習とか、しっかり見直して、立て直してやってきたんで、このまま3連勝して、ケロフ選手も決めたいですね。
Well, yeah, of course, I'm on a winning streak right now, so I'm feeling good in this fight camp. But during in the losing streak, I looked through the overview, everything what I did, and I reviewed all my techniques and everything else. Now that resulted in a good result. So I'm thinking about getting 3 in a row. So I would like to finish Karamov on the next fight too.
Before we talk about that fight, I wanted to ask because I didn't realize this until after the fight happened against Yokoyama Takeji. Is it true that you missed weight for that fight?
前回の横浜選手との試合の時に、ちょっと彼はちょっとアメリカでメディアで情報を得てたんで、ちょっと確認したかったんですけども、実際にそれは軽量がしちゃったってことなんですかとか、それ結局どんな経緯だったかちょっと教えていただけますかということ。
そうですね、軽量、減量あと 200g ちょっと時間内に間に合わなくて、本当に相手には申し訳ないと思ってるんですけど、それでも受けてくれた横浜選手、すごく感謝してますし、それで試合が成立できたんで、今回は今トレーナーもつけてしっかり食事面も、考え直して練習してるんで、そういうところも成長は見せれたらなと思います。
Yes, on the last fight, I did miss the weight by 200 grams. I couldn't make it, but my opponent, Yokona was generous enough to take the fight with a 0 penalty on me. So I was able to fight. So I really appreciate Yokoyama-san for that. But for this upcoming fight, I hired a new strength and conditioning trainer. So I'm working on nutritious about the food and the workout and everything else. So I think this time it's going to be no problem.
So yeah, let's talk about Karamov. Have you seen him fight before? If you have, what do you think about him as a fighter?
それではじゃあ次のケラモフの話に移りたいんですけども、まずケラモフ選手の印象は？
印象はもうフィジカルがすごく強そうだなっていうのと、もうパンチも、切り振ってくるし、テイクダウンも強いし、バックチョークとかで決めとかもあるんで、そつなくやると思いますけど、荒い部分もあるんで、そういうところは、ついていって戦っていきたいなと思います。
Well, my impression on Karamov is he's physically very strong and he strikes well. His takedown skills is very good and he's good at finishing fighters, especially from the back, rear naked choke. But his technique is not exactly 100% sophisticated in a way that he's rough. So there's holes there and here and there. So I'm looking to hang in there to look for an opportunity to finish him.
When you say that he has holes and about the technique, do you mean that he fights a little bit too wild? Do you think he's a little bit too uncontrolled? Could you just explain that a little bit more?
ケラモフ選手の技術のその荒い部分っていうのは、それはどっちかというとワイルドすぎるような部分だとか、ちょっと乱暴な部分とか、どういうところが彼のその技術の荒い部分だと思いますか？
そうですね、思いっきりの良さはすごくいいんですけど、やっぱりそういう打撃の当てに行くがゆえにもらってしまったりとか、あとはグラウンド面でも、自分もグラウンドが得意なんで、やっぱり組み勝って、隙を見て、バック、テイクダウンして、僕が頑張りたいなってそういうところで思いますね。
Well, for example, in his striking game, he's very aggressive. He comes forward, but because of that, he creates the opportunity for opponent to land a counter shot. And same thing for the grappling. And I'm a grappler, obviously. So I'm looking to really put him into the ground and look for those holes in a grappling battle and get on his back and finish him with the rear naked choke.
Actually, it's funny. I think your last fight was the only second time that you've ever gone to a decision, if I'm correct. Well, how did it feel? Did you when you get a decision? Since you've only gone to decision wins, do you see those wins as almost kind of disappointing because you finished everybody else?
真島選手の今までの戦績を見ると、もうフィニッシュしてる数の方が圧倒的に多くて、判定が2つぐらいしかないってすごい。で、前回の試合が判定だったんですけども、今そのフィニッシュしたいとおっしゃいましたけど、やっぱり判定っていうのは勝っても真島さんの中ではこの 100% の勝ちじゃないっていうか、なんかそんなような気持ちはありますか？
そうですね。やっぱりフィニッシュはしたいって常々、狙ってきてるんですけど、やっぱり自分の得意なグラウンドがあるんで、締め一本勝ちで勝っていきたいなと思ってます。
Yes, because I'm a grappler looking to finish the fight. So yes, my intention on fighting is finishing the opponent, and especially on my grappling skill, I should be able to do it. So yes, that is my approach to the fight.
So you beat Karamov. You would have beaten the former champion. Would you see yourself then as a contender, whoever wins between Suzuki Chihiro and Kanehara Masanori?
もしもケラモフに勝ったら、このケラモフ選手は元チャンピオンですから、ということは元チャンピオンを倒したということになるんですけども、そうなると、次にタイトルコンテンダーとして鈴木選手と金原選手の勝者とやれる位置に自分がいけるとか、そういうようなことは考えてますか？
そうですね。もちろん、キラム選手はチャンピオンだったんで、タイトル戦線、僕もベルト狙ってるんで、次、クレーベル選手とか、金原選手の鈴木選手勝った方とか、そういったレベルとまだ戦いたいなと思います。
Yes, my goal is to get a RIZIN belt, obviously. So I would like to get into those road to the title contentions. So either Suzuki or Kanehara or Kleber, whoever wins next, I would like to fight those top guys at the featherweight class.
So I want to get. Did you see how Chihiro beat Karamov? I'm curious to know, what do you think about the way that he won? Do you think it was because Suzuki's a skilled MMA fighter? Do you think it was a lucky finish? I just want to get your opinion on what you thought about Suzuki's win.
前回のケラモフ選手と鈴木選手の試合見たと思いますけども、そのちょっと意見を伺いたんですよ。なんか、稀なフィニッシュの形だったんで、ラッキーパンチ的なフィニッシュというべきなのか、そういう、ああいう結果になることは、もうそういうことはね、仕方なかったのかとか、どういう意見がありますか？
そうですね。やっぱり、キラム選手、テイクダウンして自分の形になってたんで、キラム選手勝つかなと思ったんですけど、ああいう形で珍しい KO になってしまって、僕的にはラッキーパンチ的な蹴りだったなと思います。今でもケラム選手はチャンピオンでもおかしくないぐらいだと思ってます。
Well, on that fight I watched, of course, and Karamov took him down and got him into his position solid. But the fight ended up in a very rare way, which you rarely see something like that. So yeah, I don't like to use the word lucky, but it was something that doesn't really happen too often. So in my mind, Karamov may still be the champion.
Oh, gotcha. I see. What is your impression of Suzuki as a fighter?
で、逆にその勝った鈴木選手の印象っていうのは、真島選手から見てどうですかね？
やっぱり強い選手にどんどん勝ってますし、思い切りがいいんで、脅威の選手ですよね。誰にでも勝つ可能性もあるし。
Well, Suzuki has beaten almost all top guys, and he's got a momentum going. He's very aggressive, so I think he's phenomenal. So you can't underestimate him at all.
Gotcha. And one of the things that Karamov, we talked a little about before, about how just aggressive and almost like how much he pushes forward. do you feel how do you train with some like how do you train against that type of style? Are you able to find training partners that can mimic Karamov style when you're as you're preparing for this fight?
ケラモフ選手って、こう、どっちかというとスーパーアグレッシブじゃないですか。どんどんどんどん前に出ていく感じなんで、まあそういったタイプの選手に対しての対応っていうことでは、どういった練習を考えてやってますかっていうのと、そういったこう、ケラモフのタイプの練習相手みたいなのが、そんなに簡単に見つかるもんなんでしょうかっていう質問です。
そうですね。まあ、ガンガン来てくれる方が、僕的には、僕はどっちかというと待ってしまうタイプなんで、こっちの方が自分的には楽かなと思いますね。まあ、練習相手は、まあ、いつも、だからもう森道場がほとんどなので、まあ、一般会員さんとかもいるんですけど、まあ、あのレベルのあんなアグレッシブな選手は、まあ、練習相手にはいないですね。
Well, I mean, I know Karamu is very aggressive, but I tend to actually wait a little bit, and then when the fight gets in a closer range, so actually it works for me if he's very aggressive. If he comes to me close to me, it's easier for me to get into the grappling competition. So it's better that way. And in terms of my training environment, I might train at Mori Dojo. So I train with the various guys here, including regular members of the gym. So to answer your question, there's no way I can find a fighter in the same caliber as Karamo at Mori Dojo. So, but I'm in the fight camp here. Yeah.
Gotcha. Um, I'm also curious to know as well. So if did you have any how do you say sorry? Did you have any New Year's resolutions by any chance? Since New Year's just happened, did you happen to make any New Year's resolutions for 2024?
まあ、1月で正月過ぎたばっかりなんで、この質問になりますけども、2024年、新年の誓いで何かゴールは設定しましたか？
もちろん、ライジンのフェザー級のベルトを取るって、山口に持って帰って、祈ってきました。
Yes, of course. My New Year's resolution is take that rising featherweight belt back to Yamaguchi Prefecture.
I also know that you just recently, I don't know, I would say recently, but you've adapted to SNS, Instagram. How does it feel to be finally on Instagram and having to navigate that as somebody who wasn't using social media before?
どうですかね、最近、そんなに頻度は高くないですけども、インスタグラムでの活動がこう始まっているように感じてるんですけども、SNS に関してはどうですかね。
自分、自分がですか、インスタグ
はい。
ラム
はい、インスタ。
やってないんですけど、
うん、
まあ、試合があるときぐらいはもう広告しようかなと思って、広告なんですよ。
Well, I'm not doing that much as I should, but I guess this is really for advertisement of myself as a fighter.
Mm. Do you do, do you feel that almost a lot of the younger fighters, the ones that are in their 20s, the Gen Z types, you think that they pay too much attention to social media, that they don't really pay it, it's that they rather they want to show some sort of, I guess, character on social media rather than focusing on or training for the fights? Any thoughts on that?
質問はそのソーシャル SNS のままなんですけども、要は質問は Z 世代のまあ選手たちとか若い子たちは、こう SNS を使って自分のキャラクターを作ったりだとか、そういうことに忙しくて、実際にちゃんと本当に練習して強くなるとか、そっちよりも、そのインスタとかの方が、こう力を入れてるように感じるっていうことがあるんですけども、彼はどう思いますかって、真島さんは。
インスタグラム、SNS の方に力を入れてるってことですか？
そうですね、若い世代の子たちが。
いや、まあ、それはそれで、今のやり方なんで全然いいと思いますけど、僕はそういうのできないんで、試合でもう結果残すしかないなって感じです。
Well, I mean, this is, it's the tool for this generation. So if that's what they got to do, it's okay. If this, I think it's okay for them to do it. It's just I'm not good at doing it. So I can only prove myself by fighting in the ring.
Gotcha. I also, by extension, ask if you at all follow or you probably know about breaking down, and I want to get your thoughts on what you think about that. And if you think that's a positive or negative for Japanese MMA.
今の日本ので話題になっているブレイキングダウンに関しては、真島さんの意見はどうですかって、あれは日本の MMA にとってはいいことでしょうか、それとも関係ないと思ってるか、それともどういう形で見ておりますか。
僕も一回も見たことないんですけど、まあ、ああいうのもまあ、あっていいのかなって思います。
I actually, I actually has never seen a breaking down, so
Really?
I don't know if I should opinion about it, but I guess if it's popular, I guess it's popular, it's okay.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. I mean, I know that you're still that you're a working man. You know, you go to the gym and you train. You got your fight camp. I think you're still working as a welder. I mean, what do you like to just do when you're not like if you're not watching Breaking Down or going on social media? Like, what does Majima-san like to do when he's just relaxing, and not having to worry about anything?
まあ、普通の日は働いてると思いますし、夜は練習があると思いますけども、休みの日にソーシャルメディアもなく、ブレイキングダウンを見てない真島選手は何をなさってるんですかって。
もう基本子供と遊んだり、どっか連れてったり、基本家でもまあテレビは子供が独占してるんで、子供の YouTube とかしか見たことないですよ。
Well, I spend all my off time with playing with my kid. And at home, even television is all dictated, dominated by my kid. So even the YouTube, I only watched something the kid will watch. So that's my life.
Okay, gotcha. Curious to know, would you ever like to see your kid go into MMA when they get a little bit older?
子供を MMA の選手にしたいとか思います。
いや、僕は全然全く思わないです。
No, not at all.
You're not, is it because you don't want to see him get hurt? Is there something else, another reason why?
それは何ですか、やっぱり怪我してほしくないとか、または他のことをやってほしいとか、なんか理由ありますかって。
いや、まあ、いい面ももちろんあるんですけど、まあ、危険だし、辛い面の方が多いかなと思って。
Well, I mean, there's a good thing about doing MMA, as a sport, but also there's a lot of hardship and difficult things in this sport. So to me, maybe there's more difficulty and hardship than the good thing. So that's how I feel.
I mean, you went through your hardship, but now you're back on the upswing. So, there's also some good that comes with it as well.
そうですね。まあ、そうやって3連敗したとも今2連勝になってって、こうやってカムバックできるとか、そういったまあ、いいこともあるのがまあ、スポーツだと思いますけどっていうのが。
How much longer do you see yourself professionally competing, if you don't mind me asking?
どうですかね。そしたらプロとしてあと何年ぐらいやろうとか、そういうことは具体的に考えてらっしゃいますか。
具体的には考えてはないんですけど、まあ、金原選手が40歳で今トップ戦線にベルトをかけて戦ってるんで、まああいう選手になりたいなって僕も思いましたね。
Well, I don't really have think specifically about to what age I want to be doing this, but when you look at the guy like Kanehara, who's in the 40, who's in the top of the featherweight division, so I would like to be like him.
Would you ever consider going up to lightweight in that or another weight class?
唐突な質問になりますけど、ライト級に上げてみるとか、他の階級をやってみたいとか、そういったことを考えたことありますか。
いや、今は全然フェザー級で、まあ、このままフェザー級で戦おうと思ってます。
Right now, I'm not thinking about any other weight class. I'm only thinking about fighting at the featherweight.
Gotcha. Okay. And before we go, I just want to give you an opportunity to well, I'll say plug your SNS, plug your sponsors, as well as if you have any final comment you'd like to make about Karamov. The floor is yours.
じゃあ、最後に、真島さんのからファンとかスポンサーに何かメッセージがありましたら、また、ケラモフ選手にメッセージがありましたら、よろしくお願いします。
まあ、やっぱり必ずグラウンドで制圧して、僕が一本勝ちするんで、まあ、ぜひ試合見てもらえたらなと思います。
Well, for sure, I'm going to dominate the ground game and it will finish him. So please watch our fight.
Gotcha. If you want to plug your sponsors as well, you're more welcome to go
あ
ahead
と、スポンサー
with
と
that.
か別に何か言う必要ありますか。大丈夫ですか。
スポンサ
はい。
ー まあ、今、スポンサー募集中なんで、ぜひ、よかった。
Right now, in terms of sponsorship, I'm in the process of asking people to sponsor me, so please reach out to me.
Okay, good. And you can see Kazumasa Majima take on Vugar Karamov at RIZIN Landmark 8, February 24th, and hopefully, presumably, it'll be on Fight TV. And with that being said, Majima-san, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it, and it's always good to talk to you. We're looking forward to this fight, man. I think it's gonna be a great fight.
まあ、今日はありがとうございましたって、とてもいい試合になると思いますので、見る、すごく楽しみにしてますということです。
ありがとうございます。